when you talk about the engineers or the technicians looking at the face, for me, it's the miners.
Yeah.
The next shift. If you can look at the face and see what your cross shift left you,
Yeah.
we won't get into shift cross shift
Yeah. Sure.
relationships,
Sure.
but and then the other thing I noted down, you talked about the mining environment.
Sure.
Vertical razor environment is even more unforgiving.
Yes, absolutely.
So
Absolutely. And
it has to be robust.
yeah, and I think, in this, the exciting thing for me as a technology is this is just the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if we put AI on that unit and it could evaluate what it's seeing in terms of the survey and the rail and the bolt patterns and the actual installation of the bolts in the rail? If it could come back down to, because when it returns, the supervisor can watch the video, can look at the high def images, and can see a visualization of the actual raise itself.
Yeah.
Now, they still may want to go into the raise to do further inspection, but at least now it's not an unknown void any longer.
Yeah.
Now, could you imagine if it also produced an AI report that said, hey, based on best practice or based on the condition or based on the geotechnical information you've put into my system, here's some cautionary notes.
Yeah.
And that, again, could be not only available to the supervisor at the start of the shift, but also to any geotechnical or supervisory staff that are working remotely at the cloud.
The other, the extension of that is if you can develop best practices, not regulations or even guidelines, but best practices that can form the basis of that AI.
Yeah,
then
absolutely.
that's now every mine's a little different, but there are some things that
Some themes, yeah.
that run across.
Yeah, exactly. I think, I look at it like, everybody gets a cold, but what works for you and responding to that cold is slightly different than what works for me.
Yeah.
I'm Italian, so we just eat. Anytime we're sick, just eat.
Yeah.
But you
I find beer is
there you go.
that's
See,
our other
it's more of an Icelandic approach, I guess. But it's really looking at those best practices and working with the industry to say, if there is a series of decision points or decision informant data that we can put in the system, then why can't that? I mean, it's just a little robot running up the rail and back. Why not maximize its effort and get it to tell you anything that you think you want it to have be mindful of, sort of thing. Yeah.
So when you say it's just a little robot, I find it very interesting because there's two distinct technologies involved. There is the digital capture technology, but then there's the mechanical because it's got to get up there on its own, the robot itself.
Yeah, exactly.